What's going on, guys? Welcome to Conversations with Heath and Tracy.
Thank you.
Design your life with Heath and Tracy. We are back in the business, in the building.
Hey, everybody.
Happy Saturday, happy Saturday, happy Saturday.
Woo, I'm back. Heath's back.
The super producer, Queen Tracy, is in the building. Your man Heath is in the building. So come on in. Grab your coffee, grab your tea. Relax and hang out with us for a while. We are going to do Design Your Life in the DMV with Heath and Tracy. We are here every Saturday morning at 11 a.m. EST.
You're so
to
patient, baby.
demystify your move to the DMV.
If you have a question, type in the comments below. Today is question day.
Bring your questions, y'all. Drop
Bring your questions. It's the last Q&A of the year.
Yep.
This is the last, I think,
What's up?
this is the last Q&A of the year, but we will have Vlogmas beginning, when does Vlogmas start?
It's coming.
December 1st.
December 1st, maybe?
So we'll be posting every day in December.
What y'all know about Vlogmas?
We'll have to tell them. We're gonna. If you don't know what Vlogmas is, turn on your notifications, and you will see Heath and Tracy every day.
Y'all ready for that?
Every day.
Y'all ready
Every
to see Heath and Tracy every day? Come on.
Just for December. Just for December. So we won't be doing our lives. We'll be incorporating some of that into the, Vlogmas.
The Vlogmas
The
gang.
Vlogmas gang. Right.
Yes.
So what are we talking about today, babe?
I ain't talking about that.
I know
I'm
we just taking your questions.
I'm talking about whatever the people want to talk about.
I'm talking about whatever you want to talk about today.
We did bring a couple articles.
We brought a couple things to talk about. We thought were pretty interesting. And then don't forget, if you want a private one-on-one session with us, we have some limited time in December, but more than likely a lot of it will be pushed to January.
Yeah.
But if you have a comment or you'd like to ask a question, just type it in the bottom below. And then today for Designing Your Life, we're doing downtime wrong, y'all.
These people don't have no downtime. They out here grinding, doing their thing.
I don't understand.
This is their downtime right here. Watching Heath and Tracy.
I don't understand, And then if it's your first time here,
My name is Heath.
and I'm Tracy.
Tracy and our parents, podcasters, and joyfully married after 31 years. If you want a positive, upbeat vibe in your Saturday morning, join us
Positive,
here at
upbeat,
11 a.m. EST
because the news is blues.
to demystify your mood.
I like that. The news is blues.
To demystify your mood to the DMV. We're here every Saturday morning at 11 a.m. So if you need help relocating to the area,
You're saying my part?
we can say it.
So if you need help relocating to the area, take a second and subscribe. If you subscribe to our channel, we'll be here every Saturday, not in December though. So you don't miss a thing. But we will be posting, what we will be doing in December, guys, is we will be posting clips from all of our lives this year.
Yes.
So you will be seeing those in December.
yeah, y'all can get some content.
And you'll be able to do some searches and everything. So that'll be good.
And if you're new here, definitely type new you down in the comments. We want to know that you are new to the show. We want to welcome you, chop it up with you after the show. Queen Tracy and I answer all of our comments and questions.
We do. We'd love to meet you.
So that's what's up.
Welcome to Design Your Life with Heath and Tracy.
Boom. Welcome back to Design Your Life in the DMV with Heath and Tracy. See what I did there?
Yeah, I do. So we got a bunch of questions already, guys. And don't forget, if you're here, we'd love for you to hit that like button if you like what you're hearing, if you like visiting with us on Saturday mornings. When you hit that like button,
Yes.
it really pushes us out into the algorithm,
Yes.
or even just share it and let other people know that, hey, I like what I'm watching right now. It really helps us. So let's see. I spelled patience wrong, y'all. The glasses, I don't know what's going on with my glasses. I can see far now. It's weird. Some stuff going on here. Okay, Stacy with the super chat. Thank you.
Thank
Welcome
you,
to the
Stacey.
show.
Thank you so
Good
much. We
morning.
appreciate that.
Stacy C says, good morning. Happy holidays. Hope you're both feeling better. Have a cup of me. Thank you so much. We will. We will. Thank you so much. We're doing tea. I'm doing tea. I'm doing peppermint tea. And it says, I've got a little saying on here. It says, Earth laughs in flowers. Oh, speaking of flowers.
We're going to give people their flowers?
I mean,
we can give it to them in a few minutes.
Why can't we give it to them now?
We can give it to them now.
Oh. Reality says,
What's up,
Reality Doll says, hello, good morning, Reality Doll.
Reality Doll. How you doing,
Maya, good morning, Maya. So happy to see you both feeling better.
Yes.
We are so happy, to be feeling better too. It was really strange because we don't get sick. And I think, you know what I think it is, baby? When you stop, because your body is always going, and that's why we're going to talk about we're doing downtime wrong. When your body stops, I think it goes, okay, I'm going to really stop.
Taking a break.
I'm going to take a real break. And then all this little stuff kind of comes up. So I think that's what's going on. I kind of feel like I'm detoxing.
Okay, detox.
That's what I feel like. I didn't eat very much Thanksgiving.
I did.
Yes, you did. Right.
Your grandma said, your cheeks are swollen. Your cheeks.
She did used to say that to you.
That means I'm gaining some weight.
Thank you, Reality Doll. We are feeling better.
Yes. Reality Doll.
So her question is, are we revisiting Tech Tuesday? Will you still be having Tech Tuesday?
Tech Tuesday is still alive and well.
Yes, it is. So Tech Tuesday, we will have the last Tech Tuesday of 2021 on Tuesday, this Tuesday.
Yep.
And then the last Joyfully Married after will be on Monday. And that's just of this year, guys.
Yep.
We just need a little bit of a break. And
it's not a break, Ben.
I know.
We're doing Vlogmas.
It's going to be interesting.
Every day in December.
It's going to be crazy. It's a little too much. So, because we still have full-time jobs. We will still do one more Tech Tuesday of the year. And then everything will just start up again in January.
So there you go. Hope that answers your question.
Yeah, you're still going to get quite a bit of us this month. Good morning, Kojo.
What's up, Kojo?
What's Kojo say?
Hey guys, hope you're doing well. Kojo from Ghana. I remember I told you guys a couple of weeks ago I was going to be in Alexandria, Virginia, and I guess I'm here.
Oh, wow. Congratulations.
You're doing a great job, guys.
Thank you so much.
Shout out to Kojo. Shout out to Kojo. We appreciate you.
It's a little bit chillier than it is in Ghana.
Well,
I would suspect.
It's all good. It's all good. Kojo came to visit the DMV all the way from Ghana. So I think the last time Kojo was on the show, I said that he came from the Volta River to the Potomac
River. I like it, babe. I like it.
Shout out to Kojo. We appreciate you, man.
Charlene. Good morning, Charlene. Thank you so much for joining us.
Hey, Charlene.
Thank you so much. She says, glad you're feeling better.
Yes. Doing much better. Thank you.
Ashanta, hey, girl. Oh, what? See, sometimes it does that.
It's all right, babe. It's just a little glitch.
There we go.
Hey,
Ashanta, we haven't seen you in a minute. Good morning. Glad to have you both back.
What's up,
Thank you so much.
Happy Saturday.
Reality Doll says, what do we have Thanksgiving? Oh, my Lord. Gosh.
What didn't we have?
So we were going to go to Capitol Grill. We did that a couple of years ago, and we really enjoyed it.
Yep.
But I wasn't feeling comfortable with the panorama.
Yeah.
Around just being exposed around people like that.
Right.
There's not really any airflow in the restaurant that we were going to like that.
Yeah.
So I decided at the very last minute to order sides from the soul food restaurant. And what did we order? We ordered the mac and cheese.
Yeah, we had mac and cheese.
The mac and cheese is gone.
Mac and cheese. I might still be a little bit in there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mac and cheese. We got cabbage. We got collards. Even though my mom got up and cooked collards, she got up at 1:00 in the morning. She was like, she thought it was 5. I was like,
and then that same time had a twist.
It's so weird because I guess because we live pretty close to the Potomac River, I think the sun somehow the horizon, because we live in one of the highest points in the city, and I think because of that, it's like a reflection in the sky. Because I swear, I wake up in the middle of the night sometimes, and I'm like, "Is that the sun?
Is it light?
Is that light?
Is it light outside?
It's weird. It's so weird. So she said she woke up at 1 o'clock. She getting her little pots and pans. And she was like, what time is it? So Mom cooked oxtails, which is her specialty.
Oh, look.
Yes. I'm talking chef level.
Stuck both feet in them.
So Mom cooked, my
she
mom.
Cooked oxtails. She cooked some field peas or something.
She cooked some black eyed peas.
Black eyed peas?
Black eyed peas.
Field peas.
And collard greens with smoked turkey wings in them.
Yeah.
And
then the rest of we got sides.
Yeah, we got the sides from the soul food restaurant. And then we always get a honey baked ham. Sometimes I've gotten other hams when I feel like dealing with it and everything, but I just wasn't feeling it this year. Yeah. On top of that, I wasn't really feeling well. So we got the honey baked ham. And then we tried the honey baked Cajun turkey.
Yeah, because it's like people short on turkeys. We're moving around. Like, are we gonna cook a turkey? We gonna brine and do all that? Or we just gonna find one that's cooked?
So we usually we go out.
I'm saying when we don't go out, you usually like brine the turkey.
Yeah, I do the whole thing, y'all. I brine it, sit it in the thing, and brine, and I do it up.
Yeah.
But I didn't do that this year. I put orange peels under the skin. It comes out really, really pretty and everything.
So we hollered at Honey Bake, and they were like, "Yeah, we got cooked turkey."
Yeah, so they had.
They come frozen though.
But ours wasn't frozen. Yeah, it was. It was frozen. So we got a Cajun honey baked turkey.
Yep, fully cooked.
Fully cooked. And the thing that I liked about it was my family does not like white meat unless it's like turkey breast for a sandwich or something. And so it was good though.
It was really good.
Yeah, it was really, really good. I'm gonna make. I saved the leftover part of it. I'm gonna make a really good turkey soup, and then I've got a ham bone soup that I'm gonna make for the rest of the week because I am done with whatever's in the refrigerator.
Ham bone. Have you heard?
How long y'all eat your leftovers? Put it in the comments. 1 day
3
or
days.
2 days or 3 days. Put a 1, 2,
days.
or 3 down in the comments. Let us know how long it takes you to eat those leftovers.
We had the funniest video that we put up on Facebook.
We'll have to find that one and put it on YouTube.
Hilarious.
That thing was hilarious from a couple of years ago.
It was like 5 days after Thanksgiving. I was like, man, give me a leftover plate. You should
right,
like, no, you're not.
Right.
I was like, what you talking about?
So Maya says, congrats, Kojo. Woo. She says she's also interested.
Yes.
She's also interested in Alexandria.
Okay. Maya's interested in Alexandria. That's what's up.
Alexandria is cool.
We used to live in Alexandria.
Yep. And Alexandria is huge.
Yeah, it's really big.
It's really big.
You can be a lot of different parts of Alexandria.
Yes. We went down to Kitchen Cray. It's like a soul food restaurant.
Shout out Kitchen Cray.
When did we go? Monday?
I don't remember.
I don't remember what day we went. It was a few days ago. And we had, what did I had? I had,
it was a good little ride.
I had catfish and grits. Yeah, it was, but we were still in Alexandria. Yep. It was it was probably a 30-minute ride for us.
What did I have? Yeah, catfish. I had a catfish sandwich, I think.
And he had a catfish BLT.
Yeah, I had a catfish BLT. It was
and it was a full service bar. They had DJ music.
Yep.
People were having birthday parties there. Really cool place. I enjoyed my food, and I thought it was reasonable too.
Yeah, we just walked in and sat at the bar.
Yep, we liked
because it was.
They don't take reservations, and it was a wait.
It was a wait.
It was like an hour wait.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like me, you get a seat at the bar.
Good morning, Wims. Thank you so much.
What's up, Wim?
Wim says, hello. So glad you're doing better.
Yes, we are so glad that we're feeling better.
We are so glad. But I feel like I need another 3 days.
It's all good,
This
baby.
is Mia says, what are some ways you would advise a young black mom to connect with others and make friends in a new state city?
Yeah.
I say start with who you know. Start with any of the people you know. If any of them, if you don't know anyone, there are so many ways to connect on like Eventbrite or what's the other one? Event Noir, which is like for black people.
Yep.
When I go on there, there's so much on there.
Yep.
And you can actually put in keywords and it'll bring up events and things happening. Also, look at your child's school and what type of functions are related to that. And if you want to do things, I'm going to put a question back up so people know what
It's
I'm
all good,
answering.
babe. It's all good.
And if people want, if you want to be a part of certain organizations, look for fundraisers that they're having And when you find those fundraisers, you see how people are connected to that.
Yeah.
If you are want to be part of a church community, a lot of churches, whether you're a part of that church or not, has different outlets for Mom's Day Out and ways to connect your child to other children that you don't have to be a member of that church. They have events also.
That's such great suggestions, baby.
Do you have any, love?
I mean, I was just going to say, just Googling meetups in whatever city it is that you're interested in, right? Just, Googling YouTube or your friends, right? In terms of search engine, when you want some information, put it in Google, put it in YouTube, and you'll be amazed what kind of information comes up. Hey, I'm looking for a meetup in the DMV. I'm looking for a mom's group in X city. And you'll be amazed.
It's amazing how much stuff comes up. The other thing is look for your fraternity or your sorority or something like that from college if you attended college, and see if they have a chapter that you can connect to.
Yeah.
And then also same thing for the school you went to. More than likely they have a chapter in the area that you can also connect with them there.
Yep.
I hope that helps.
Boom. Well, everybody not Divine Nine and college and all that, but it's all good.
Charlene says, what's y'all's favorite side?
Favorite side?
She says she likes mac and cheese.
Look, back in the day, I used to slice some mac and cheese, but the brother a little lactose intolerant these days. So
I have to find a vegan recipe for you, baby, and perfect it.
I mean, Thanksgiving is tough, man, right? Because everything is usually so tasty.
I like it all mixed together.
Yeah, Tracy does her like a bowl, right? She got like that Caribbean blood, and so she's like, she gonna mix it in. She gonna get the rice and the meat and the juices and the greens.
And I put hot sauce on everything.
Yeah, and then hot sauce on the top. I'm a little more traditional Southern. I got my plate. I got this corner over here, this quadrant. I got some greens.
The food out to the edges, y'all.
I got some corn.
I'm like, baby, that's the food. Don't go there.
The stuffing. Stuffing is definitely one of my. If the stuffing is good,
I prefer dressing.
Yeah.
Put in the comment below, y'all. Stuffing or dressing?
Dressing, stuffing. You know what I'm talking about. It's all good.
It's not. It's different.
It is different.
I like dressing. Different. It's wetter.
Yeah. I do like the wetness.
It has a little bit more flavor to it. Stuffing to me, I have to zhush it.
I saw Shaq on something the other day. He was talking about, y'all know y'all grew up with that stovetop stuffing.
Oh Lord. Some people did.
Yeah. But if I had to pick a side, if I had to pick my favorite side, I would say sweet potato souffle.
Oh, we didn't make any this year.
Yeah, it was Jasmine made some last year. It was bomb.
Oh, she makes it every year. It's so good. Yeah. It tastes. I don't like sweet potatoes like that, so I usually just get like a tablespoon out of kindness.
Yeah, I like the nuts in mine, right? So you got
she puts the
cinnamon,
pecans on top.
The pecans in there, and you got the right amount of sugar. Yeah, that's I might have to go with that.
Yeah, I love collard greens. Collard greens with the rice and a little bit of gravy, and I think I want some of that for lunch.
And then the bread thing is a big deal in my house, right? So it's like we had
yeast rolls.
We had the tradition with the yeast rolls, right? This is
y'all can tell we're Southern, right?
The some kind of really good tasting soft bread is a big deal.
Yep.
So there you go.
And let's see. Reality Doll says, how far are y'all from Potomac, Maryland?
The housewives. See the housewives out here in these streets in the DMV. Yeah, for us to run out to Potomac, it's about 30 minutes. Right?
Yeah, it's about 30 minutes. Let's see. To Karen's house, it'd be about 35 minutes.
Okay.
To Giselle's house, it would be about 20 to 25 minutes. To Ashley's house, it would be about 10 minutes.
Okay. Shout out Ashley.
To Candace's house, it would be about 45 to 50 minutes.
All right.
To Robin's house, it would be about an hour.
Okay. Shout out Robin.
And to Wendy's house, it'd be about an hour and a half.
There you go.
How's that?
Proximity of the Turners to the Potomac.
Yeah, I think Wendy lives the furthest. My son looked it up. I don't remember the name of the town, but it's a weird name. It's on the other side of Baltimore.
Yep.
because she works at Johns Hopkins, so it works for her. But
we live really close to the Potomac River.
we live like really close to the Potomac River. Like Ashley's apartment building, when we moved here, we were across the street from that apartment building. When we were in an apartment building waiting, we were looking for a house, and we could see her house across from the street from ours. Where she lives, she has views of everything, of the Potomac, of the everything. It's amazing.
Some of the monuments,
yeah,
Georgetown.
we live about 10 minutes from there. So that's how, and then Potomac, Maryland, we have to cross a bridge and then go out a little bit. Yeah. It's not too far. We considered moving there. We just didn't want to cross a bridge to get to work.
Yeah. I had a few friends out there.
Yeah, we do. It's really nice. It's really nice out there. I think we have a video of Potomac. We do. And we'll break it out for you.
Yeah, we did do a video of Potomac.
Lynette said 2 day max.
2 day max.
2 day max.
Come on, Lynette. We can't go 3 days?
No.
You got to freeze it after 2 days for Lynette.
Freeze?
I'm saying if you got leftovers and you want to keep them, you put them in the freezer.
No. See, you see, y'all see what I deal with.
Then you can break them out,
y'all see what I deal with.
Just throw all that good food away.
No.
You went through all that rigmarole to prepare that food. Then you're going to just throw it out.
I ain't prepared nothing. Maya says 2 to 3 days. 2 to 3.
3 days
She said
pushing it?
Thank you.
Come on, Maya.
Thank you, Maya. 3 days is
man.
pushing it. 3 days is pushing it.
I got a serious refrigerator. That thing, it keeps food nice.
Right. Right.
I can go 3 days with mine.
Reality Doll says, I didn't know soul food was common there. Oh, yes, honey. We in the South.
Yeah.
Soul food is really common there.
Below the Mason-Dixon line, Reality Doll. Look, if you live in a town that you can get sweet tea readily available.
You in the South.
That is the South. Understand. She said she don't usually eat leftovers. But for Thanksgiving. How much on leftovers up to about 5 days. See, Reality Doll know what I'm talking about.
Girl, don't
Reality
do it.
Doll
Don't do it,
what
girl.
I'm talking about. Look,
no.
When my parents were alive, hey.
No, not in my house.
5 days, bring out the Tupperware.
Not in my house.
I'm making a plate. 5 days after Thanksgiving, I'm making a plate.
Trust me, I woke up this morning thinking about, I need to get rid of this food. That's the first thing I thought of when I woke up this morning. Because will eat it.
I got to get that last plate today.
You better get it because it's getting ready to be gone.
I'll have me a big plate for lunch.
Please don't.
Why I can't have a plate for lunch?
Okay, yeah.
I ain't having any breakfast.
I told you I was on the salad game now. We back on salad.
Salad game? Yeah, we'll start that Monday. My mom had a coffee cup, so I'm starting my diet on Monday.
Yeah, that was a cute cup. She used to collect coffee cups. She had a whole wall of them, all up and down the wall, floor to ceiling, coffee cups. Let's see. And she was so kind. When we started our coffee bar, she let us have all of them.
She did. Donate
and then
some
we would have people come in, they go pick their favorite cup. They put their coffee in it, and they put their cup back. It was so cute.
Yeah, I remember that.
It's all about the quadrants.
Charlene know what I'm talking about. The quadrant game, man. You got to have, you got your salad. You got to have your greens right here.
I
right?
like it
maybe
mixed
your cabbage
up.
right here. Right. Then you have your turkey, maybe a little piece of ham. We had the oxtails, right? The oxtails gonna go in the middle. There's gonna have a little gravy, so it's gonna seep out under the rice, the dressing.
I like it mixed up.
Look, had a quadrant game. Strong.
I'm a bowl girl.
That's how I grew up.
I'm a bowl girl.
Quadrants.
I literally, when I go shopping for, dishes and stuff, if you got a bowl, I am a sucker. I like the small bowls. I like the bowls that come up high on the side. Yeah. I like the bowls with stuff. I just love bowls.
Oh, the bowls are definitely the come up. But
I
you
love
can still
bowls.
do quadrant in a bowl though. Is the bowls big enough?
No, that's the idea of a bowl. All the food's gonna fall in together.
We still gonna have the quadrants.
No.
Like if you go to the salad joints, they still gonna have like your salad. They ask you, do you want it like this, or do you want it mixed up? See, they know people still like the quadrants.
Okay. I can't get into the quadrant, Charlene. Ashanta says she like dressing.
Dressing, I feel that.
Ashanta.
I feel that.
And then I don't like. I hate to say it, y'all. I don't like cranberry sauce from the can.
Okay, look.
I'll eat it from the can and put it on a sandwich. Have y'all had a BLT like that? Okay, that's what you do. You get your bacon. Get your bacon. You get a really good brioche bread.
Is this a turkey BLT?
Yes,
or is this a BLT?
I'm getting to tell him.
Okay, but I'm saying explain what it is off the rip, and then you break it down.
See, he's detailed and I'm not.
Look.
So you get a brioche bun. This is a turkey This is after Thanksgiving turkey sandwich, y'all.
Okay.
So you get your turkey, dark meat preferably. You get your brioche kind of bread they have now you can buy by the slice.
Yes.
You get cranberry sauce and you slice it so it's a nice thin layer. And that's your spread.
Okay.
Right? That's your spread.
Okay.
Then you put some bacon on there. Let me tell you right now, it's the bomb. It's the bomb.
It's like a Thanksgiving BLT.
Yep. Let's see. Reality Doll
feel
says, Tracy, what's the best dish Heath cooks?
Okay. Why you all up in my business this morning, Reality Doll?
She want to know. That's why we're here to answer the questions. Ask us anything. I love it. I love it.
Okay, let me see.
Wait, I'm a think. Say so. Heath's best dish, y'all, are grits.
What?
I love Heath's grits. I love his grits.
Okay.
And he cooks bacon really well.
Okay.
So he's a breakfast guy. He gets up. He loves to cook breakfast. He's one of those guys that gets up on his days off and he cooks breakfast for everybody.
Yep. I've been doing that for
And he loves making fruit bowls. So he'll make a fruit bowl.
Yeah.
He'll make bacon. And he cooks the bacon in the oven. We don't cook it on the stovetop.
Although I don't usually.
We don't like cooking it on the stovetop. We put it on the broiler because it's cleaner and it drains a little bit more.
Yep.
It drains some of the fat a little bit more.
Right.
And then his grits are smooth without the milk in them. I don't know how he does that, but he makes them real smooth without the milk. No lumps. Never any lumps.
High quality H2O.
What's the dish you like?
So I was just going to say that I agree with you. I'm a breakfast guy, so breakfast brunch, that's my jam, right? So now if you want me to make dinner, it might not quite be on the level you're looking for.
Ooh.
But if you want breakfast or some brunch on a Saturday or Sunday afternoon, I got you. It's on lock. Trust.
All right.
Trust.
So she said.
Queen Tracy's best dish probably is pigeon peas and rice.
Yeah. Ooh, gotta get that.
Pigeon peas and rice. You got to work that. Got to work that elbow.
Anybody know anything about pigeon peas and rice?
Tracy, but let me just add that Tracy is an excellent cook, regardless of what it is that she makes. It is always good.
Thank you, sweetie.
Always. Yeah, Tracy can cook.
Yeah, I can cook a good steak too. If you don't, I don't do a lot to my steak, but when I cook steak, these people eat it up. The steak game, the pigeon peas and rice. Pigeon peas and rice takes work though.
Yeah, that's
I have a shortcut method. It's just not as good.
Yeah,
I'll eat it though.
We're gonna have to record your mom making them the oxtails at some point.
Oh, those are so good.
Yeah, because she got a whole process with that thing.
She does. Right. Yeah, I think you're right, Reality Doll. I don't think she lives in Potomac.
Yeah. Not
5
all of the Potomac
days,
wives
girl.
live in Potomac.
No, I don't think. I think Karen is the only one.
Reality Doll know what it is. 5 days.
5
You
days.
good. You put them in the refrigerator in the Tupperware, seal it up.
Right.
You good 5 days.
Right. Charlene says, y'all give me new ideas of these leftovers. Yeah, you really got to cook them differently. Like I think with the ham, we got a lot of ham left over. So I'm going to go ahead and slice the ham.
Yep.
And I'm going to put it in, I use reusable sandwich bags for storage. They come in different sizes. You can go on Amazon and get them. I think I have them in our favorite things. I have to check.
Yeah.
But you can use reusable.
We have like a little Amazon store, don't we?
Yes, we do. We have an Amazon store. I'll
We
try
don't
to
tell
put
the people enough about that
I know.
store.
We'll work on that next year, y'all.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're great. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to slice up the ham and I'm going to stick all the, for sandwiches because my kids love sandwiches.
Oh, yeah.
And we'll do that like that.
Sandwiches, soup. Usually we get like the 18 bean soup, 14 bean soup, whatever it is.
Yeah, it's like
We'll make a nice
it's a bean
ham
soup.
bone
Yeah,
soup.
make it soak
Put
the
the whole
beans
bone in
overnight and the whole 9 yards. Cranberry sauce is a must with the dressing. Yeah, I can't have one without the other. It doesn't work for me. But I like the cranberry salads too, and I like broccoli salad too. That's the other thing that works with that. It works real good. Love my rice and beans.
Rice and beans.
Rice and beans, y'all.
Chicken.
I could live.
Chicken and
off
rice.
chicken and rice.
And
I could live
beans.
off chicken and rice and beans.
Okay. Charlene said
Never
family
heard
couple
of
days.
pigeon peas? Google it. Google pigeon peas and rice.
Caribbean mind.
You will love it. and follow. If you can find a Puerto Rican recipe,
Okay.
that's the one.
Yeah.
That's the one.
Yeah. Y'all didn't know Queen Tracy got that Puerto Rican blood in it. did you?
Yeah, so that's the one. The Puerto Rican recipe is the one. I grew up with my grandmother. It was like when I went away to college and I would come home, she'd always make sure there was a pot on the stove.
She said, "Hello, Heath. How are you? Do you want some peas and rice?" Okay.
And she did it in a pressure cooker. It was so good.
Banging.
Crackling cornbread. What you know about crackling cornbread?
I grew up in Georgia.
Yeah, I didn't know anything about crackling cornbread until I married him.
Look, you go to Thanksgiving dinner back in the day at my grandma's house. Look, you're going to have all the food, all the trimmings, all the stuff we've been talking about today. And then for the bread game, you're going to have grandma's yeast rolls from scratch, right? With the butter drizzled all over them.
She showed me how to make them, but it's a lot.
Then you're going to have cornbread. And then you're going to have crackling cornbread. All three on the table. And you just go to town, right? So for those that don't know about the crackling cornbread, that's the like the bacon fat crackling. Just like them got hard and whoo. Yeah.
All right. So, DC and its suburbs are increasingly the popular center. It's like the middle part of DC is everybody's moving this way. I'm gonna show you a map real quick. Let me see if I can pull the map.
And that's also a macro trend, right? In terms of people moving back out from the far reaches back into city centers.
I guess so. Yeah, we talked about that last week.
Yeah, we saw a couple YouTube videos about that too recently.
Will it make it bigger? Yeah, there it is. Then I gotta move us.
Move me down, baby. There you go.
So it says, and this is all from the census. Remember, we're getting
Census
information
Bureau.
little by little from the new census, and it says the new census means that Virginians are moving northward, right, to, and then DC and Maryland, they're moving south from Baltimore, as you can see.
Okay.
You can see from on the screen, you can see people are moving toward DC, right?
Okay.
And it's basically it's making a drastic shift in the DC region to right in that circle.
Okay.
You've got Tyson's and you got Bethesda. So everybody is like moving in that. And then you have, it says Northern Virginia grew by about 320,000 people.
I believe that.
Which is a slower growth. I think it's because it's expensive.
Yeah. And that's over 10 years, right? From 2010 to 2020.
Yeah, yeah. And then they said Maryland, you got Montgomery County, Frederick County, and Prince George's counties. And they grew 11.2% over the last 10 years. Because just people are like, I need to move to this area. Let me move to, I don't want to move inside. So those are the areas in Maryland they moved to. And when they say Northern Virginia, y'all, they're talking about Arlington, Fairfax, Prince William County. That's what they're talking about.
Yeah,
Stafford County.
Like Stafford and up.
Yeah, Stafford County and up. And then, Loudoun County. They're talking about Loudoun County too. And then DC's population actually started coming back this century. I think that's because people are just moving back to the city centers because it had declined. Like when we lived here before, it was in decline, most definitely.
In the 80s.
Right.
80s and early 90s.
Right, exactly. So if you want to talk about DC, it's like Ward 5, between Ward 1 and Ward 5 and Ward 2, which is like exactly the center of the city. That's where a lot of people are moving.
It had gotten to 800,000 people at one time. Wow. In 1950?
In 1950.
Wow.
So, and 800,000 people in 1950. And so now it's back up. It got as low to, in the 2000s, y'all, DC's population was down to 572,000 people. And now it's back up to 690,000 people.
That's almost 700,000 people in the district proper.
Right. So if you're thinking about moving here, keep these things in mind. You know, understand that there are a lot of people moving here. I think, how many people live in, if you go from Baltimore all the way?
In just the DMV is over 6 million, but when you include Metro Baltimore, it's upwards of 9 million people.
That's crazy, y'all. And it's so funny when we drive around, we can see it. We can see the populations because we lived here before, and we can feel the difference, and we know the difference. And just things like I said before, going to the store, it's just gonna be different.
Yeah, yeah.
So keep that in mind.
And the
It is
traffic, even
not-
though you don't have like people going to the office regularly and those kinds of things, you get out there at certain times of the days, you can see a lot of cars out on the road.
Right, you really can. You really can. Do you have flowers for us today, baby?
Yeah, I got some flowers for the people.
Okay, I know they're a little bit later.
Hey, if you first time watching the show, your man he goes out into the yard, into the gardens, one of our gardens here on the property.
That's what I call them.
And I cut flowers, and I bring the flowers in, and I
He
arrange
does
them
this every weekend, y'all.
every Saturday before the show, because it's symbolic,
We
right?
want
You
to give you your flowers.
want to give the people their flowers.
This drives me crazy. Let me fix it.
Okay, babe. Give me some music too, please.
Yes, sir.
Flower game for the people.
Okay, hold on.
So today,
Uh-uh.
it's not flowers, it's Christmas. Got the Magnolia game.
So I had the berries. I said I gotta have the berries.
Berries
Got
for the
berries
queen.
here, berries there, and then of course the beautiful magnolia.
Got some holly.
I think I want to like show. I gotta figure out a way to show the magnolia. Y'all look at the magnolia.
They can see it. They can see it right there, babe.
Oh
the
my
back
god,
side of it.
I love that. It looks like leather, doesn't it? Where is it? Here.
Yeah.
It looks like leather. Okay, thank you, baby.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna finish decorating the house with a bunch of those. Thank you.
Flowers for the people. Flowers for the people.
Flowers for the people.
That was more like plants and leaves and berries today. But you know,
Yeah, it was.
y'all
yeah.
get it. Y'all get it. It's that time of year.
But yeah, it's a done deal. It's a done deal. Charlene says I want to move to the DMV.
Okay.
But I don't know anyone there.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So I don't know which neighborhoods are best
Right.
and safe for young adult without a car.
Wow, Charlene, it's like you should watch Heath and Tracy TV. Like every Saturday, Tracy and I provide this kind of content. If you go back and look at the live shows that we've done, we literally done a live show almost every Saturday this entire year.
Have we?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. And so what you want to do, Charlene, is just go back through the playlist. Go back through the live playlist the whole year, and it will give you all of the information you can stand, data points, information around traffic, schools, crime, neighborhoods, cost. Tracy and I have been giving information around the different residences, right? Whether you want to do a condo, a townhouse, a single family home, the different parts where you're going to live, right? And so one of the things that we always talk about with this show, and one of the reasons we named it Design Your Life is, right, it really is about what's most important for you.
Right.
And if you're going to move somewhere, right, whether it's the DMV or anywhere else, if you're going to move somewhere, what are the things that are most germane to your move? What is it that you're trying to accomplish? What do you want your life to be like? What do you want your commute to be like? What do you want your neighborhood shopping experiences to be like? What do you want the schools for your children to be like? What is it that's important to you, right? How much time do you need to spend going from here and there? And to your point, do you have family or friends there? If you don't have family or friends there, okay, that's fine. Like, how important is that to you? If there's not like super important and you think that it's going to be great for your career or for your social experiences or for whatever it is that you're seeking, then you can make friends, right? And we have a lot of content about that as well in terms of the Design Your Life portion of the show, where we give you tips and tricks of how to engage with adults, right? How to make friends as an adult. All of these different things that you can find in the content. So definitely I would encourage you to go and, hey, if you want to binge watch something, binge watch Heath and Tracy TV and follow all of our lives from this year, and you will get all the information that you can stand.
It just really depends on a lot of things, Charlene. It's like where are you going to be going back and forth to the most? Like if you're working from home, then it's wide open for you. If you have to go into the office every now and then, I would still consider being somewhat near the office. So start drawing a circle around that, like a 2 to 3 mile circle around how close it is to the office. Tyson's Corner is very popular for young people that don't have a car. They have a metro station. They have everything out there. Some services are in walking distance to where people live. They're really, really trying to take Tyson's. We talked about Tyson's last week, as a matter of fact. Some people are really trying to take Tyson's to that work, play, live kind of feeling over there. Another good place in DC is Woodley Park area. It's upper northwest.
Okay.
It's somewhat of more of a residential area, but all of the services are there. And you have access to the Metro bus straight down Connecticut Avenue. And you also have Lyft. It's going to be really cheap for you because you're on the right side of the quadrant there. And then you have the Metro station. And it also has all of the services. So if you want to meet with friends, it's really easy to get downtown or into Georgetown or even down to the wharf or to some other parts.
Yeah.
If you want to go out to Maryland, if you want to stay close in, I wouldn't move too far out. But the majority of people that look like us live in PG County, Bowie, Upper Marlboro, Kettering, that area around the country club, people that are kind of like-minded and everything. Upper Marlboro is definitely, I've lived in Upper Marlboro. And it's very nice if you want to have that suburban kind of feel. But I think you need a car. That's the only thing I would say about living out there. I do know people that live out there.
Yeah.
There are beautiful new townhomes out there. Like I said, a lot of us live out there. It's comfortable. It's safe. All the places I'm mentioning to you are fairly safe. And then the other place that you could look at would be Alexandria. So Alexandria, as I was saying before, same thing. The last metro station in Alexandria is Franconia and Springfield. And I wouldn't go much further than that because you would have access to the metro station and just getting back and forth around town and everything. But it's going to be hard for your friends to come see. It's just harder when you talk about living that far out and making friends and things like that. So I would start closer into the city and then move out as I found out where my friends were centered.
And the only thing I'll add to that is that living quote quote far out can also not be a big deal for certain people, right? Just depending on what it is that you're looking to accomplish, where you work. Like if you're looking for certain schools for your children,
right?
Those kinds of things, right? Tracy and I have been living in the suburbs almost the entire time we've been married, and so the reason that we did that was that we were identifying, the best school systems that we could find in conjunction with
for the
housing.
Kids, yeah, we don't have to do that anymore.
And all of those things, right? And so depending on where you are in your life, what stage you're in, what you need, what's most important to you, if you have your little bubble and you're out in the suburb and you want to kind of come into the city on the weekend or whatever it is, if that works for you, that being further out may not be a big deal.
Right. So think about that. I would not get a car if I don't have a car. I would look at where I could live in the city first, and then look in that circle around where you're going to frequent the most. If you attend church or service, where is that? Maybe start something like that and then move away from that. Look at where your favorite services are and live near there first and then move out. We have friends that live in Chevy Chase. They love it. It's so close to everything. They can walk to the grocery store. They can walk to the restaurants and everything. And to me, that's ideal living. When you talk, so that's downtown Bethesda and then Chevy Chase.
Yep.
You can live in those areas and walk to literally everything, have all the services and the transportation.
And our oldest daughter, who's 32 years old, said that when she lived in D.C. for 10 years without a car.
Without a car.
And she said now that she has...
sometimes she had a car.
Yeah, she like get a Zip or whatever.
No, she had our car. She had vans.
She did have another car. But the point is that the majority of the time that she lived in D.C., she did not have a car. And a car of her own. And she says now that she has access to a car, she says she loves it.
Yeah.
But, Tracy and I have done a lot of Q&A around having a car in the DMV. And so you have to make sure that you're very cognizant of tickets, both speeding and parking.
Yeah. The difference with her loving it with a car is she has a garaged car. Okay. So she lives in a house not too far from the city.
Yep.
and with a house with a garage. So
Yep.
that's number one. She doesn't have to park on the street. A lot of people that live in the surrounding neighborhoods here, they have to park on the street. And so that's additional cost. You have to get permitted every year. You got to move it for construction. You have to worry about people breaking into it. So that's the thing about a car. If you have a car, it has to be in a safe place.
Right.
Because that's probably the number one crime around here is people breaking into cars. We don't live in the city center, and my neighbor right behind us, they've got teenagers, and they parked their car on the hill back here behind the house, and the cars were stolen. They're nice cars. You got Audis and stuff like that sitting outside all the time. It's gonna get taken. So
Plus our daughter don't pay. She don't pay the car note either.
She don't pay.
So that makes it real nice for her.
But I'm just saying,
She ain't paying no insurance.
it's our car. It's our car that she has use of. So yeah, I don't think that's what it is. I think it's that she doesn't
I love
have
having the car now.
Of course you do, but it's about ease of her getting around and everything. And then
Right.
our rule is you can't park anywhere in the car. If I get a ticket, you're paying for it. So they've done really good with that. They
Yeah, they
haven't
have.
gotten speeding tickets. They haven't. Ooh, wood.
What? What's wrong?
I need to knock on wood.
They got one. We got one. Remember?
He got a
A few
speeding
months
ticket?
ago? Yeah, a few months ago, remember?
Oh, okay,
And the
yeah.
little speed trap
Yeah, a
in the
little speed
neighborhood?
trap in the neighborhood. But he didn't give him a big penalty.
Yeah, but for the most part, they've been really good with the tickets.
Yeah, they have.
Because I think that's the only one we got. Over a year.
Exactly. And Lynette gives us a little update here for Upper Marlboro.
What's
She
up,
says
Lynette?
Upper Marlboro home feasibility study
Okay.
returned unsatisfactory last week due to high water sewer extension costs.
Oh, look.
Wow.
If you live in the DMV, it ain't gonna be cheap. It don't matter where you live, right? And so, but what you have to understand. Okay, let's see what else she's saying here.
She says we're still pursuing the gorgeous Prince George's, but now looking for lots in Fort Washington and Accokeek.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Fort Washington, Accokeek, you're going to have older lots over there, so be aware of whatever plumbing is running to the house if it's not a new house. And just keep in mind, it's going to keep changing.
Yeah.
That's one thing about living in this country, much less living in certain cities, unless you're living in newly built cities, is infrastructure. Infrastructure is an issue here, but I would have to say they've done a very good job of keeping up. We live in a very old part of the city, probably one of the oldest parts of the city. I think our neighbor's house was built in like 1890 or something like that. It's weird.
And then President Joe Biden has, they put a lot of infrastructure money into.
Yeah,
So,
and it's a reason. It's because stuff is literally falling apart.
so I just said that you will see things to begin to improve over the next few years, right? Just because of that money will be behind the bridges and the infrastructure of the country and that kind of thing.
But I will add, guys, I would stay away from buying a new home right now. It's just as a person that used to work for a developer. I worked for a developer for over 10 years.
Okay, speak to it, Ms. Tracy.
I don't like what I'm seeing with new homes. It's scary.
Okay.
I don't even know another word. If you buy a new home, I don't even know.
What are some of the concerns you have about the new home construction, Tracy?
They are, instead of using solid wood for walls, they're using what we call it's not even engineered. It's scrap wood. So scrap wood is when you see, if you want to check, you look at the outer walls of the home during construction.
Okay.
And if you see it exposed, if you see joints glued together, okay, like usually you see one big beam, but if you see joints glued together, do not buy that house.
So it's supposed to be like a series,
It's
like
supposed
super
to be-
long, not 2x4,
It's supposed to
but
be a
really
solid
long,
piece
solid
of
beam.
wood, but because of shortages,
They're like, okay, we're gonna
they're
take this, we're gonna
making
fuse this
do.
together.
They're making do with what they can find.
Make you a little Frankenstein board,
No,
and then we're gonna put that wall up.
right, exactly,
Stuff like that. You're talking about.
exactly. So they're making do.
Yeah.
So don't just be very aware of what you're buying. Look at the construction. Outside walls should have solid pieces of wood, not put together wood.
Okay.
And if they try to tell you it's engineered wood, it's an industry term that is not used for structural wood.
Got it.
And don't buy it.
Okay.
do not buy those type of houses. So
Okay.
I know it's a fine line because the older houses need so much work,
Mm-hmm.
but the newer houses, I would run from new construction right now. I would run from new construction. When I say new construction, anything that's been built since the panorama started,
Okay.
I would not buy it. I would not buy it.
Buyer beware. Buyer beware.
Buyer beware.
Okay. We appreciate those tips.
Okay.
Tracy.
Welcome
Thank
to
you for
the
that.
now. Considering leaving the DMV
Okay.
because I grew up here,
Okay.
mainly in PG County.
Mm-hmm.
This is my first year in a different county in Southern Maryland.
All right.
What are some other nice areas in the U.S.?
Oh, wow. Okay. Excellent question. Welcome to the now. And so I identify you, right? So I grew up in Atlanta, right? A lot of people love Atlanta.
Yep.
People have been moving from all over the country, all over the world to Atlanta. And so sometimes when you're from a place, right, it's kind of a different experience. And it's like, no, I need to get away from that. I want to go somewhere else. So really appreciate the question. Welcome to the now. Yeah, I mean, I think that, you have to look at the South as it relates to other places you migrate to, right? So, Trace now living in the Carolinas, right? A lot of people love Atlanta, Austin, Texas, Dallas, Houston. Those areas are in the news quite a bit in terms of housing and people migrating to those areas. A lot of people that live in California are moving to some of those areas of Texas, also to Las Vegas. So there are lots of places you can go. I have some friends that live out in Denver, in that area, Colorado, that part of the country. But I think for me, I want to. I think that it makes a lot of sense to identify areas in the South. And
I love the South
because the country basically is moving south and west. Well, at least that was a trend, 10 years ago. Now I think the country is moving south and south.
Right, exactly. So I think good places. It first of all, it depends on how much money you want to spend. So if you are moving to get a different lifestyle because you want to up level, or if you want to down level, that's something to consider.
Mm-hmm.
I think it really depends on what you're looking for.
Mm-hmm. I think she's also talking about now, talking about other parts of Maryland as well.
Oh, other parts of Maryland.
Is that what that question? Put that.
Other
that
nice.
right here,
Okay, it says.
this one right here.
Okay, so other nice areas with U.S. in Maryland. With us.
Mm-hmm.
I get it.
Yeah.
Other nice areas with us
Uh-huh.
in Maryland.
Yeah.
So believe it or not,
Mm-hmm.
Bethesda is coming up.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a lot of us there right now,
Mm-hmm,
but a lot of us are moving there. I think Hanover, I think it's called,
Mm-hmm.
is really nice, but
Okay.
they got a lot of new construction.
Okay.
So keep that in mind.
Yeah.
And let's see what else. Those are the only two that come to mind. There's a little place in between. I'm looking at the map, and I can point to it on the map.
Okay.
But if you're in between Baltimore and here,
Okay.
there's a lot.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I would look at how much you want to spend,
Right.
what type of commute you want to wear,
Mm-hmm.
things like that are going to really be important. Do you want a big house? Do you want a new house? If you want to move out to the coast, do you want to move inward? It's just a lot. It's just a lot of around that. But Maryland is really opening up. It's such a small state. So it's not like you can go really far and lose touch with being around the DMV because it's not that big of a state.
Yeah, unless you go way out to the Eastern Shore or something.
Yeah, that does take you out of the loop a little bit.
but
There's
it's
not
not-
really much out there.
It's not a bunch of us out there either.
No, it's not a bunch of us out there.
yeah.
You want to stick around us, stay between here and Baltimore. If you stay between here and Baltimore, right outside of PG County on the way to Baltimore, there's so many nice neighborhoods in that area.
Yeah, and then don't sleep on Northern Virginia, right?
I mean, a lot of people like to pass up Northern Virginia, but a lot of us are moving to Northern Virginia.
Yeah.
And Fairfax County is huge. Fairfax County is huge. There's so many different opportunities here as far as jobs. There's so many different types of homes here. You can get older homes. There's so much history. There's so much Black history in Northern Virginia. When we were no longer enslaved as a people, this is one of the first places that we settled was Northern Virginia, and it's it's interesting to see the history here.
Mm-hmm.
I love to go through certain parts of Old Town because you can see it. It's
Yep.
just dripping with it.
Mm-hmm.
And I just I think everybody gravitates to Maryland because of history.
Right.
But for the most part, we have a lot of history here too.
Yes.
And in Northern Virginia is popping. I don't know what to tell you. Northern Virginia is popping. I feel comfortable everywhere I go in Northern Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
And they are used to us.
Mm-hmm.
I love Northern Virginia, so don't
Yeah.
sleep on it.
Yeah. And then from a corporate perspective, just adding to that, right, with companies like Amazon and Capital One and all the different companies that are in Northern Virginia and that are moving to Northern Virginia, and so many of them are looking to diversify their workforces. And so as you have more and more people moving to the area,
Right. Salesforce too.
yeah, yeah, because of those jobs and that diversity hiring that so many of these companies are doing, you're going to have people who want to be closer and closer to those job corps.
Right.
And so you'll begin to see more and more brown folks that are living in Northern Virginia as well as a result of that.
So Potomac is nice, but there are not a lot of us out there, right? And they also say for new construction, it was so. Let me hit that back up
Yeah,
there.
one of the things that we found about Potomac when we were out there looking around and we did our video on Potomac, a lot of the houses in Potomac are super big.
They're huge,
Right, so that's certainly one thing to keep in mind if you're going out to Potomac. You may even want to, look at some of these kind of multi-generational scenarios and
Right.
Thinking a little out of the box as it relates to
Thinking
the kind
ahead.
of properties that you're going to be procuring. Right, so like, do you have a parent or adult children or other people that would want to also utilize the dwelling with you? So that could be something to think about, right? I mean, if you got a 10,000 square foot house, it's like, gee whiz. But hey, maybe if you got two families in that house, maybe somebody is living in the terrace level and somebody's living in the other part of the house, or you divide it up some way that makes sense. It's cohesive for your family situations, right? It's certainly not. I think it's going to be more and more common to see that, and so there's something to consider of how to make some of those giant properties in Potomac work for you.
Yeah. Now, new construction is going to be expensive. New construction, I was in new construction, y'all, for over 10 years. New construction is a money grab. It is a money grab. I'm gonna say it again. New construction is a money grab. I don't know what to tell you. It's nice to live in a new home. If you've never lived in a new home, I completely understand.
It is very nice.
Like I said, I did this for a living. I don't recommend a new home right now. I think the shortages that are coming in and everything, it makes it really hard to build a quality home. And I wouldn't trust it. And yes, that's why it's expensive, because more than likely, if you're in Potomac, the builder out there has a certain reputation and they're not trying to go the cheap route.
Right.
So then it's going to cost a lot more to get that new home.
Yeah.
I would move to a home that is a little bit older, that may not be appealing cosmetically, but the bones, what we call the bones, are good and solid. That's kind of what we did. I'm just giving you the advice of what we did.
Right.
We found a home that was 20 years old. Is that how old this house?
Yeah, it's 20 plus. Yeah.
20 plus years
about
old.
20.
Great bones. Not great cosmetically because it's 20 years old.
Yeah.
But we like it. We've gotten used to it. It's a beautiful home. It's just certain things about it. And what you're going to realize is when you move in, it's just not that bad.
Yeah.
It's just not that bad. And stop over analyzing things. It's like, I don't like this color granite. I'm sorry. It's petty. It's really petty. It's
That's
like
not what you mean to say, baby.
Okay, what is it?
So what you mean to say is that what you
He helps me so much with this, y'all.
Initially, you may have a vision about what you want the thing to look like, and what you find is when you start ranking the things that are important, you find that some of those other nuanced things are just not that important.
And I say this from my experience.
Right.
I'm saying it because that's what I did.
Yes. It's like in your mind, you're like, I don't know about the color of this room, or like, what's the deal with like that fireplace back there? It's a little traditional.
Ooh, that brick is ugly.
I want something a little more modern, and so what's most important, like the location of the property and the size of the property configuration.
I can stand on that mantle.
Does it work? Does it work for your family?
Crazy.
Does it work for your job commute? Does it work? Like, how are the bones of the house? Is it made well? Is it constructed well? Is it You know, all of these other things. So now when you rank all of those other things higher,
Right.
when you drill down into it, it's just like, okay, the color of the pedestal in the bathroom just really isn't that important.
It's just not that
Or,
important.
you know, I wish it had more like pewter and stainless steel fixtures instead of this old
Like,
brass stuff.
all the fixtures in our house are brass. And it's just like I just decorate around it and
Yeah.
it just works, and now I love it.
Mm-hmm,
And we have a white kitchen with a black this countertop is called Black Galaxy.
mm-hmm.
I think that's what it's called. And it's like the most expensive piece of granite you can buy because it's almost like perfect.
Mm-hmm.
And when I saw it, I knew what it was,
Mm-hmm.
and I was just like, this sucks. Because I know you have to keep it clean because it's so black, it's so perfect. It's like a black mirror.
Mm-hmm.
But it's all natural, so it's like really hard to find. It's really hard to get.
Yep.
And I was like, I don't want that. I don't want a kitchen with Black Galaxy countertops
Mm-hmm.
because I cook.
Mm-hmm.
And the person that lived here before obviously did not cook. And so, but I've grown to love it, and I've just grown to learn how to make sure it looks good when I look at it. Like, it took me 30 minutes to clean it last night after cooking. And I was just like, I'm talking because I'm venting.
I help some.
You didn't help with the countertop though.
I was doing other stuff.
And
though.
it's like 10 feet long. It's a lot. But the things I'm
First
complaining about,
First world
exactly. So what you want to think about, what's most important when you talk about designing your life and moving to an area or changing locations is, am I going to be comfortable here?
Right.
Am I going to be able to afford it financially and be comfortable? That's what I mean by comfortable. Don't ever stretch.
Yeah, you don't want to hurt
That's
yourself.
not fun.
Yeah, don't hurt
That
yourself.
is not fun. Because you can always grow.
Yeah.
But there's no reason to stretch on a house.
Right.
There's no you can always get there and go, we need a little bit more. But don't stretch. People think it's cool to stretch. It's just not. It's a house, y'all.
Yeah.
It's a house. And most of our houses are better than the entire world's almost.
Yeah.
So we
Perspective.
really, really have to put it in perspective.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying settle. Because you don't have to settle.
Right.
But what you have to do is change the perspective.
Yes.
Like, is it useful? Is it good? Is it solid? Is it in a good location? Is it appealing? Is it pretty? Like, there are a lot of things about this house I didn't like.
Right.
And now I love it. So you have to understand that some things are just petty, you know. But the first thing is, like you said, if it's too expensive, keep it moving.
Right.
Keep it moving.
Good job, baby.
Wim's got something. Wim says, do older apartment buildings in DC proper have the ability of landline phone cords and or Ethernet cord connections? Yes, they do. What's that? What you doing?
Nothing.
So the older buildings in DC have been, they're being renovated
Renovated,
or
updated.
they're being updated. Everything in DC is basically getting a redo. So if you hear about rodent and things like that, that's because they're being pushed out of where they've lived for so long. So they're being updated. I know I hate to bring that up, but I do want to remind you
Yeah.
of that.
If you're gonna be in the city,
Right. But the older
be
buildings,
cognizant.
because even though you have to check the age because they do have some real old buildings. But yes, they do have landlines. Yes. And they do have the upgrades of Ethernet connections. Now, how good they are
Right.
is going to depend on the service provider. And the service provider is going to be connected to whomever is managing the building, unless they give you the opportunity, depending on the age of the building again,
Yep.
to implement that yourself. Keep in mind also with older buildings, they're solidly built. So things like Wi-Fi are going to be tough. You're definitely going to have to get an extender for each room. We had to learn that with this house because it's just a little bit more solid because it's older. So Wi-Fi is not going to travel. Remember, it's waves. Wi-Fi is waves. So you have to be sure that it's going to get from one room to the other. So you may have to invest in additional accessories to provide you with the service that you're accustomed to.
Shout out to IT. Shout out to my son Brendan.
Yes, we have a great built in. My son has a little part-time job at Geek Squad, and
He knows some things.
He knows some things, y'all. So, welcome to the NASA's. I consider the South, but I fear the racism. I'm scared.
Okay. So look, welcome to the now. Let me just share something with you.
No, we had talking about when we had family visit from Connecticut. That was hilarious.
Oh.
And we not laughing at you. We laughing at them.
Right. No, I get the question. I get the comment, right? And so if you haven't grown up in the South, if you're not familiar with like how it flows and what's happening and how people roll and like things to be cognizant of, things to be aware of, I completely get it, right? So, you're looking at a guy that grew up in Georgia.
I grew up in South Florida.
Tracy grew up in Florida, and
can't get no more southern than that.
It's deep South. It's deep South, and you certainly have people that have certain thought processes. But guess what? Those people are all around you everywhere.
They are in New York.
They're everywhere.
They're in Connecticut.
They're in Northern Virginia.
They're really in Ohio.
It's Phil out there in Maryland.
And
too.
they're definitely in Wisconsin.
Don't think you're gonna be in Texas and not be around that.
Oh, they
right?
all over Texas.
And so all of these, Louisiana.
Oh, what about Kentucky?
Alabama.
Oh, Oregon.
Look,
Oregon.
If you're in the South, just what you do is you just learn how to recognize things, and when you're Southern, there's Southern graces, and
those never change.
We engage with one another in a way that's cordial, that's polite, that you exhibit your hospitality and your manners, and all these things go along with living in the South. But then you just have to understand, some people have a paradigm, some people have these kind of thought processes that pass from generation to generation, and other people who are waking up to certain things go, hey, my grandmama, these people in my family were like this, but I ain't like that. I ain't doing that. I'm breaking that cycle. And so the point is that you're going to have all of these things regardless of where you live. And so I don't think that you need to be any more afraid or any more concerned about living in Georgia than you would be in New York.
So I understand though, when you talk about Ahmaud Arbery, let's just use that for an example. That was a shocking crime to me, to a certain extent.
Right.
And let me explain what I mean by that.
Okay. Be careful now. We're out here on this man's internet.
If I were him, I would not have been doing what he was doing.
Okay.
Where he was doing it.
Okay.
And I think when people move here from other parts of the country or other parts of the world, they move anywhere. And they move anywhere because the house, is a new house in that area or something like that. Yeah. And that's why we have the show. And that's why we talk about where we live. Right. And where we are. And what we experience where we are. Because it exists. Yep. It exists everywhere. I do want to start by saying that. Yeah. I've had more issues north of the Mason-Dixon line than I have of the south of the Mason-Dixon line. Okay. I've never been called the N-word. I have. To my face. I'm just giving you my experience. Yeah, go ahead, babe. Never. I have never been mistreated outside of a situation at work. I'm going to keep it real. Okay. Only at work can I tell you of distinct racism in the South. Okay. And yes, it was because I worked in the South. I will say that. Okay. And because of who worked where I worked in the South. Okay. So it's not like it's not there. That's not what I'm saying. But going to the store, going to the gas station, enrolling my kids in school, my kids' teachers, living in a predominantly lighter persuasion neighborhood, never, not for me. What about you?
Yeah, so for me, I think a lot of it, what you see unfolding in our country also has a lot to do with class. Yeah. Right? And the classism. Even more so than, other stuff.
Well, that's where the pressure's coming from.
Absolutely. So I think that, that's one of the things, that's one of the reasons we talk about on Tech Tuesday and helping people making these pivots, right? And so as you up-level your income, you up-level some of your life experiences. And as you up-level your life experiences and you go in some of these different places, you're in these different circles because you have the income and the assets and the experiences to understand that I'm good. Right. I'm on the same accord as you. I'm on the same level. I'm on, in many cases, you might be on a higher level. And so the point is that
But I asked you the question. What about you?
my experiences.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had somebody yell out the window the N word at me in Fayetteville, Georgia.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. But you know, it was just a young dumb kid, just
Where were you?
cutting up in the shopping plaza.
That we owned the coffee bar in?
No, it was up the street from there.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm. But I think that
I think I remember you telling me that.
yeah. But the point
And
is,
that was in what? 2000? No, that was in 2000.
1997.
Ooh, child. That was in 1997.
Yeah.
And we were moving into a new community that was not used to us in a new house. We were looking for a new house. So that's what it takes. And if you go there now, ain't nothing but black people.
Yeah.
So it just takes a minute to get to an understanding. And until you understand and feel comfortable with certain areas, don't move there. Don't move way out in the middle of nowhere to get that house. And you don't know who lives around there. You don't understand the history. When we lived in Fayetteville, Georgia, which was, that's pretty deep south, y'all. When
There's also a red. It's also a red. The reddest county in the red state.
It's the reddest county in a red state at that time. We moved there,
Right.
and our neighbors were mixed. Our neighbors were definitely mixed. That same neighborhood right now is probably 90% black.
Yeah.
Because that's what they do. So, but what I did notice is as we were looking for more land in the same county, we would drive out to the outskirts. It was none but black people. It was black people that had been there for generations.
Yeah.
And we drive down these little roads and everything, and it'd be black people, black people, black people. And you stop and you talk. And remember we used to buy our cord of wood from the same little family. And it's like, oh yeah, so-and-so living there. And then the white people would live there too. So it's not as what you think it is.
Yeah.
It's not what you think. And you're talking about living in D.C. You're talking about living in PG County and Montgomery County and Fairfax County and Loudoun County. It's just not an issue. It's an issue just like it would be in New York.
Yeah.
It's an issue just like it would be in Wisconsin at that point.
And the other thing that we always talk about is that a lot of it has to do with your mindset too. Like, and what are you thinking about and what are you attracting to yourself? And so for us, I never really go in like the first thing I'm thinking about is like, hey, am I the only brown person in this environment? Am I the only one? Have they ever experienced? I ain't thinking about none of that. I'm in there just bringing good energy, being me, being myself, and doing what I need to do. And so my experience has been that I just don't attract that kind of energy to me.
So just to give you an idea, Glenn County, Georgia, Brunswick. What you know about Glenn County, Georgia?
That's over there on the coast near where the Arbery thing was, right?
That's where it was. That's what I'm saying. What you know the history of it.
It's the South, right? You down there on the coast. You got that kind of community where
They're not used to us.
people are people.
No, they're not used to us. You want to move to areas where they at least are used to seeing us. I get nervous when I'm in an area and they're not used to seeing a black woman driving a Mercedes.
When we rolled up in Cary,
that was scary.
When we were moving around Raleigh when we first got
it was
there,
not cool.
That was what
it was weird. They thought I was an anomaly.
It's like, but historically, if you look at Georgia, right in Stone Mountain, that's where the KKK used to have their meetings on
on top of the mountain, and it's all black now.
Now you go out to Stone Mountain, it's brown folk everywhere.
DeKalb County.
When they had the whole thing with Hosea Williams up in up in North Georgia, what's the name of that town? Going up 400.
Dahlonega?
No. Forsyth. When they were in Forsyth County, Georgia.
Black people live in Forsyth now.
Yeah.
Why?
But that used to be.
Can I just say why?
That was the last county that was entirely lighter expression in Georgia.
Yeah, that's the one Oprah had. If you don't know, if you're too young,
89,
Oprah type in Oprah Forsyth County, and she had a whole show on Forsyth County and who lived there.
Right.
Well, they got black people living there now, and there's no way. Yeah. That's someplace I would not live. So you just have to be aware of the history. I ain't moving to Forsyth County.
But things change.
But you moving to Forsyth County?
You moving to Stone Mountain?
No.
You moving to Lithonia?
No.
I know a whole lot of folk out there.
So I guess you could say things change.
That's what I'm saying.
So reality doll, no, we're not moving further south. Not right now. We're here for a minute. We're good. But we love the South.
Yep.
Lynette G's interested may need to consider Northern Virginia on our next lot search.
Yeah, in Northern
So
Virginia, what
lot
they do,
search,
what
you're
they
gonna
do,
have to go
what they do in
out a
Northern
little
Virginia,
further.
what they do in Northern Virginia, Lynette, is that
They tear down.
you buy the old house. So what the developers do is they go around town and they look for the little ramblers, the traditional kind of
built in the
cottages,
40s and the 50s.
and they want to find maybe someone who's older, maybe someone who died, someone who wants to sell the property to cash out, right? And so, a 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom rambler joint that was built in the 40s in Arlington is going to be $1 million.
Right.
So the developer buys the house and then
Builds a
based
new
on
house
the dimensions
and sells
of
it for
the
$3
lot,
million.
right? Depending on the dimensions of the lot and that kind of thing, they'll put some different plans together and they'll say, "Hey, we'll build you whatever you want right here, 3.2, 3.5."
Yeah, Lynette G. Northern Virginia, and if you're looking to build, you're gonna have to go out unless you're willing to spend between $2 and $3 million. So I would Ashburn, which is Loudoun County. Or you can go to Stafford, Stafford County. You have some coworkers that they built some homes in Stafford County.
Yeah, Stafford's going south on 95. Yeah. Loudon is out 66 or whatever.
Right. So if you go out to Loudon, your transportation to and from the city is going to be 66, I-66. And if you go to Stafford County, which is really, what's it called? What's the towns down there?
Prince William County.
Yeah, Prince William County. Beautiful homes down there. You can get huge, beautiful home, new lot, golf course, whole 9 yards, $700,000. Here, that's going to be $3. So you can go down there and you'll take the VRE back and forth. I would stay away from 95. I would stay away from 95.
Jump on the train, come in, take an hour.
So it's definitely doable. Welcome to the Nest. I'm 31.
Hey,
homeowner,
girl.
Bought a house with my mom at 24. My little sister lives with us. Definitely want to live alone so I can adopt, but it's pretty expensive to be on your own nowadays. Yeah, we live in a multi-generational home.
We do.
Nothing wrong with it. I think you have to be aware of societal norms and what they tell us is normal and what you should do and everything. I think I understand what you're saying. I don't think we've ever lived alone.
We lived alone for a minute.
Where? We've never lived alone. Just me and you. Just me and you.
Just me and you.
Sorry, we just went on a little tangent there. So it's kind of a dream scenario these days with the price of housing. Even if you're just doing a rental or renting an apartment, it's kind of tough to think of that. They are saying in 2030, the demographics are saying in 2030, more people will live with their parents or vice versa. That is where our country is going. So not sure about that. Depends on how you want to live. Do you want something smaller? Do you want an ADU in the backyard? Do you want, my mom lives in a full apartment in our basement. And it's really nice. We call it terrace level because it has a walkout area. She's got her own, beautiful patio and everything. But it's the way it is, and it helps her because in her aging years, she's no longer bringing in the income she used to bring in. She's not eating away at her nest egg. It's really nice. It's comfortable. It makes me comfortable that she's not alone, and it gives her her independence. It gives her a place to be without dealing with us.
Yeah.
So
welcome to now is 31 years old, right? So you're looking for your own space. You want to
I understand.
Thinking about being in the city, right? You want to have think condo versus something else, condo, townhome. I mean, you can. It's all about what works for you and what your goals are.
Yeah, find something to pay for what you want. Find a little duplex apartment building or something like that. Get some people in there and. Near a college campus or something like that, and help it pay for your little spot all by yourself.
Okay, Queen Tracy giving y'all the house hack, right? So welcome to the now. What Queen Tracy is describing is that a lot of times people that are in the investment game or the real estate business will suggest that, hey, if you want to buy a house, instead of buying just a house and it's not bringing you any income, find a duplex or a triplex or a quad, right? And now you buy the house, but then you have 3 other units that are paying the mortgage. So now you're living free. Now you may even be making money each month, right? And you can get certain loans like FHA and other things that can help you put out a minimum down payment for that. You get your property, you live there for a year, and then you can go and do that again after a year.
Yeah, if you're an Ethernet person, Wim, you want to get FIOS in the DC area. FIOS. If they don't have
Verizon.
FIOS, keep it moving.
Verizon.
Yeah, Verizon FIOS. What do you think about migration back to southern states? It's so funny. I remember Heath and I probably just got married, and we were watching the Today Show when they had Bryant Gumbel and Katie Couric, and they said by the year 2025, I think they said.
Okay.
This was before 2000. They said by the year 2025 that most people will live in the southern states. So we've been expecting it all along.
Yeah.
And it's just true to fact. It's warmer here. It's cheaper here. It's nicer here. All of the jobs are moving this way. What'd you say?
Nicer. You know, some people like California. It's nice.
Oh, California's
Some
beautiful.
people like, you know.
No. We're not saying. When I say nicer, I mean nicer than Cleveland, Ohio.
Cleveland. This is for you.
Just saying, y'all. Nicer than Cincinnati.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, baby.
That's all I'm saying.
I'm tracking.
You know, you're tracking. You're tracking.
Yeah, Kansas.
Yeah, we love it. We love
the
it.
South is a little nicer than Kansas.
Yeah. Yeah. Reality Doll said she visited a friend about 2 years ago, and she took me to a sundown town. Why she do that?
Sundown town.
What? It's a tourist attraction now? It's
Oh,
like
my
no, no. It's a no. I don't go. Why?
So
Why?
she could have that experience.
Okay.
Yeah, I was in a sundown town.
No.
one day.
Is Chester, Maryland a good place to live? I've heard of Chester, Maryland.
Yeah, never been out there.
Never been there. If anybody knows, put it in the comments.
Yeah,
Love to let you know, Reality Doll.
Let us know what you know
Yeah,
about Chester.
so Chester, whenever I talk about between here and Baltimore, I think it's a very good opportunity. I think it's a good opportunity for growth. I think if you buy a home there, it's still reasonable. It's still like a regular price. I think a lot of us are moving there. And I think you have access to both cities. Baltimore is on the come up, and DC is just continuing to do what it's doing. So if you don't have to be, if you talk to a coworker that's moving somewhere between, right?
What between DC and between Baltimore and DC?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I did have a coworker recently. Yeah, but their modus operandi was trying to be in a kind of in between to get access to Philly and DC. So that's why they were looking at Baltimore, but they were looking at other parts of Maryland as well. What's my guy Peter? I still follow Peter on like IG. Peter that used to be on. Real Housewives.
Okay, the Caribbean Peter.
Yeah, and Peter is just opening a new place in Baltimore. And so one of the things that he loves about his new place is like location. Like he is literally in a harbor. So you're gonna have bar one Baltimore.
Oh, okay.
But the point I was making was that somebody like Peter understands what you're just identifying is that like Baltimore is on the come up, and you understand an opportunity for benefiting from riding that wave on the way up, right? Because we already know where kind of DC is and Northern Virginia is and other parts of Maryland, right? And so Baltimore, from a financial perspective, has a lot of room to run.
Yeah, most definitely. Very good points, baby. Tamara said, I experienced racism more in the South, being from New York. When a teacher told my son he doesn't know how to the North won the Civil War. Money.
Look,
That's how they won. Money.
yeah, I mean that's just a
Well, first of all, we don't know where Tamara lives.
Right,
So
right.
it's, let's see. Next one here. See, maybe she told us where she is. She says, when I first moved to Georgia, a truck would just circle the parking lot waving Confederate flags around.
They was on the way to the race.
I know where you lived in Georgia.
They was on the way to the race, Tamara.
Yeah, I know.
They were going to the NASCAR race.
Just put the county in there, and I'll tell you if I'm surprised or
Yeah.
not.
But
But it goes back to knowing where you're moving to, and that's why it's good that people are listening to shows like this, because there are certain counties in Georgia you wouldn't catch me living in, right? But there are people that move there from New York, and they're like, "Oh, Georgia's okay." No, it's pockets. And it's not that it's not okay. So what? They riding around with a Confederate flag. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's nothing it's racist because they are. But not to me. I'm in my apartment. I don't even know I'm in here.
So the point I was going to make was that one of my boys was like, they lied to him, man. So, you know, what you expect?
It's a thought process, guys.
So the point I want to make is that we know that these things are tightly woven into America, right? And so some people have educated themselves and understand and are doing everything they can to do better, right? There are allies that exist, and we appreciate all the allies who do their thing and like, no, that's wrong, and they see wrong and they call it out and they dispel it and they do their part. And so
we live in a racist country.
And so the point I want to make is that you just have to understand that what you're seeing,
is how they're expressing it.
Right.
It's expressed differently in different parts of the country, and in some parts of Georgia, that's how they express it.
The term is ignorance, right? And that just means that they haven't been exposed to truths. They haven't been exposed to historical fact and have an understanding of what you understand. And so when I see the behavior, it's just like po thing.
Po thing.
That's how I process.
I mean, we've been in New York and had to walk 15 blocks because my sons could not get picked up in a cab.
Back in the day.
That's not racist.
Right.
It's like you in New York though. Right. What? You just know that? That's just you just expect that? That's crazy to me. This is like that would never happen in Atlanta.
This is like pre-Uber, pre-Lyft, right?
Right.
We were in New York.
And there's six of us.
We were walking down the street trying to get somewhere. And I'm like,
but wait, we'll tell them what our thinking was. Being dumb and from the South, we thought, okay, you split, you guys take a cab, and the girls will take a cab, not thinking or not knowing how racist they were there.
And it's just
because we don't experience that in the South.
Have a paradigm, right? And so it's just like, and it wasn't just light expression cab drivers; it was African dudes, all kind of dudes passed us up. Like, no.
But in the South, they recognize who you really are, whereas in the North, I think they just see your color. Whereas in the South, they know who gonna rob them and who not. They know which is which. Whereas in the North, they like, oh, black person.
Look,
but in the South, they know the difference.
At the end of the day, y'all, it's America. So
it's America. We could have talk about that all day long.
I don't.
Reality Doll said, my friend from India says she doesn't understand the negative views of adult kids living at home. Or exactly.
Yes,
multi-generational living. She said it's normal in her culture. It's normal in Hispanic cultures. It's normal in some African cultures. It's normal in a lot of other cultures. I don't know what our fascination is with getting the kids out the house. It's detrimental. It's detrimental to their future at this point. The way it costs to live in this country and the requirements to own a home and drive a car, just paying taxes. So if you want to help your kids, let them live with you a little bit longer. Yes, it's better than writing them a check because you're going to have to write them a check. It's going to be one or the other. Right? Yep. Welcome to you. Thank you so much. You're so welcome. Yep. You are so welcome. Consider multi-generational. Oh, yeah, Tamara. Yep. I'm not surprised. Carroll County girl. I could have told you, stay away from Carroll County.
You can throw a rock to Alabama from Carroll County.
It's a no for me. No, it's definitely a no.
Yeah.
Well, we were going to do more stories today, guys, but you had so many questions. It's so good.
But that's what we wanted today.
We did. We wanted
some interaction.
We wanted some interaction. We got another question. Wait a minute. Reality Doll. What was really crazy, a few black people that were acted like they were still enslaved. People were using the N-word. Okay. Yeah. So that is going to happen in some rural areas. There are people that still don't know how free we are. And it's sad. Yeah. It's very sad to see because those small counties have managed to not move. They're literally still back in the 1800s.
Yeah, I refer to it as sort of the residue, right? It's like you think about a state like North Carolina that was so
That's how
heavy.
we felt about North Carolina, period. I don't care Raleigh or not.
It was so heavy with like
the residue,
tobacco and the sharecropping and so many things that happened after the enslaved times ended, right? And so you still had that same type of mentality, right? And I think it still permeates in certain parts of the country depending on what state and what the history of that state was and all of those kinds of things. And so, yeah, it's not uncommon to see that, right? Whereas when you go to Atlanta and, you had the civil rights movement MLK and all of the different leadership that happened through the years. And so people there they got a different vibe, right? It's just like, hey, we in charge around here. We do things and we're in leadership positions. Whereas other places, you haven't experienced that. And so you just have to be cognizant of those things, right? Understand is it a red state, is it a blue state? How do they vote? What's the environment like? What are the people like?
That's why we show you guys all of that.
And you put all that, you factor all that into your decision making. No doubt.
And definitely make it a part of your decision.
Mm-hmm.
Super chat, Lynette. Thank you. Thanks
Lynette.
for sharing your insight. Have a blessed one. You too, guys. Keep in mind, starting December 1st, we're going to come to you every day with Vlogmas. It won't be live, but you're going to see what we did all day. And we'll be doing one more Joyfully Married After Monday evening and one more Terrific Tech Tuesday.
Yes.
And that'll be it till January. So we'll be back here full force, ready to go in January. We'll probably also post some of our clips from the past year for you to enjoy during the month of December. We really hope you have a blessed one. We've enjoyed these lives with you, and we look forward to a blessed 2022.
Well, thank you for joining us this morning. We know you could be anywhere else, and you decided to come on the live with me and the Queen, so we appreciate y'all. We're grateful for you. And hey, if you have any additional comments or questions, make sure you put those in the chat, and we'll make sure we get those answers for you.
And if you enjoyed your time with us, don't forget to join us for Vlogmas, and we'll see you Monday night for Joyfully Married After, and then Tuesday night for Tech Tuesday.
Boom. And remember, wherever you're going, don't just live there.
Design your life there.
Peace, 2 fingers.
City of mine, how I love the city of mine. It never gets me down. City of mine, how I love the city of mine. It never gets me down, yeah.
I was born in the city, I was raised on its edges. My pop worked his life when it's complex. I found love in its center. If I could live here forever, think it'd be for the better. I love the weather, even though it's fog 24/7. I love the people. This is city, I met all my best friends. And I wanna thank every brick, I wanna thank every entrance to every building that I step in this city of mine. Oh, you most my best moments in life. See, I fell in love for the first time in Golden Gate Park. I saw my first rap show at Great American Hall. I used to beg my homies for a ride across the bridge to goof off and spend the whole damn day doing whatever we want. Keith drove us down to Ike's place while we'd roll up a blunt. And me and Jack would get stoney, walk around and get lost. Don't think I'll ever truly pay back all I was lucky to get just by walking through the city. No, I'm a small part of this.
City of mine, how I love this city of mine. It never gets me down. City of mine, how I love this city of mine. It never gets me down.
I never really had a place to call my own, so I travel and I roam till I find that. But I'm full of adventure, so I wander and I venture, and it's safe to say that really I don't mind that. I book a flight to try to figure where my mind's at, a spot where I don't spend no money, just some time at. I mix and mingle with the people till I learn a little. I brought some weed and baby, maybe we could burn a little. She said you're funny, I said no, I'm Xavier, then I left. Sun shining, birds chirping, let me take a breath. I'm headed to the city where my chance to make it best. Where people like to give a little, then you take the rest. I'm hoping one day maybe I can find a place to rest. I fell in love with life and wonder where it take me next. I like the hustle and bustle, I fell in love with the fashion. I feel the pulse of the city, it's moving me like a passion, and it's mine.
Hometown, baby, we go way back. All the situations, circumstances, still we don't mind. Steady going on, I dance around the street lights. Hey, I